Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're stopping by for the first time, please be sure to subscribe, like, share and comment. And for returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So without wasting time, let's jump into today's video. Come on over, let's pick up where we left off. So I know some of you are scared, like, oh, is she getting deported or what's happening? No guys, I am okay. I'm just doing this video at least to share to people who actually don't know about this. Yeah, you can being deported in this country. There are actually some few ways that can lead to deportation if you're living here, and I want to share some of the few ways that I know. I'm not going to go deep in this, but if you want to know more, you can go and do your own research, because it's very, very important. If you're planning to relocate to this country, you should be informed with so many things. So the first point on my list that can lead to deportation if you're living in Qatar is if you're not respecting the law. Yeah, they have law here and they have a culture. So if you're not respecting the culture, if you're not following the rules, this is something that everyone is supposed to know, especially if you arrive in this country. That's one thing you should always know, that they have laws and they have culture, and since you're in their country, you have to respect their culture. So if you don't respect their culture, so let me give you an example of the culture. Let's say, for example, dressing. This is a Muslim country, so you always have to dress up respectfully. Yeah, respectfully. So it doesn't have to be that you have to be all covered everywhere, no, but there's some certain place you cannot go with certain outfits. Let's say in the mall, you cannot go there half naked. Like, how you dress up going to a club, like bra or something like that. You can't dress up like that going to a mall here, and that will show that you're not respecting their culture and you can't live in this country. I don't want to say that it can lead to deportation immediately, but then it depends with the situation. Like, whatever happens in that situation, then it's up to them to decide whether to keep you here. So be mindful of that. Another thing that can lead to deportation is if a foreigner who's present is a threat to the government or the people around. So for instance, if you're someone that can cause any damage to the country, or you're someone who is not, people cannot be safe around you. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it directly because this is YouTube, but you know what I mean. So if you're someone that people feel like a threat being around you, then that can lead to deportation. It means that you're not a safe person to be around here, because you're causing a threat to the government, you're causing threat to the people, and this is a very peaceful country and that's what they want. So if they discover that you are that kind of a person, then off you go. You have to leave immediately. So the third on my list is pregnancy. Yeah, I know you're asking yourself, like, oh, it's my body, I'm the one who is pregnant, why should I be deported if I'm pregnant, blah blah blah. These people have rule, okay? If you entered this country as a single person and you get married, that's fine, no one stops you. If you're married and you want to have 20 kids, nobody stops you. But then if you're a single woman, you're not supposed to get pregnant. Yeah, so some of these things are things that you can actually avoid if you're really, really careful. For sure when you're signing anything here, they have some rules there, like you should always follow, to an extent that I remember when I was new here and the accommodation I used to live, female accommodation was separated to male accommodation. Male guests were not supposed to come to female accommodation. So there was this thing that they are trying to, yeah. It's a rule. I don't know why it's there, but ever since I came here, I've been living in this country for a couple of years and I'm fine. I've been following the rules. If you're coming here and you think you'll just wake up and get pregnant as you want, no room for that. So once you're pregnant, then that can lead to deportation. Yeah, as a single woman, you cannot be pregnant in this country, and it's something that I've lived with and I respect it because this is not my country. So if you can avoid that, please try. Another thing that I am sure about that can lead to deportation is living here illegally. So this can be if you came here as a tourist and then your visa expired and you continue living here and you start working, that means that you're living here illegally. Another way is if you have a work visa and then your visa runs out and you continue living here illegally, you can be arrested as well. So if you're living in this country illegally, like if your visa runs out, then you have to renew your visa or leave the country immediately. If they find out that you're living here, you're working, not even working, you're doing other things, you know, that are not allowed in this country, then you can be deported. Especially that one, I know for sure. If you're living in this country illegally, you will be deported immediately. Normally, we have a resident permit. If you're working here, you're supposed to have a resident permit. Most of the resident permit, they can last a year and you have to renew it. So if your resident permit is not renewed, that's your visa. If it's not renewed, then it means you're living here and you're working here illegally. So you have to be mindful of that. If you're planning to come here, make sure you don't come and live here illegally, because once they arrest you, you can't blame the country. Some people come here to work, and then probably they come here to work as a nanny or as a housemaid, and then once they realize that they don't like that job, you are supposed to leave the country. Like, just tell your employer, I am not happy with my job, can you please cancel my visa, I want to go back to my country. You find that some people don't leave the country, they run from their employer, like they run away. And I've done a video about a lady who was explaining on how her sponsor gave her a runaway case. Make sure you watch that video so you can understand. So once you run away, your employer will definitely report you, and then you will get a runaway case. So you will be living in this country. When the police find you, they will arrest you immediately, because it means you are living here illegally. If you don't want to work with your employer, it's very important to just be open with them and leave the country. If you continue living here, or if you run away from your employer and you start doing your own things outside here, you'll be arrested and you will be deported immediately. So another thing that can lead to deportation is if you're doing drugs. Drugs are not allowed in this country. You're not supposed to do that. And something else that can lead to deportation is, there's one thing about this country is they don't sell alcohol everywhere. They have like a specific place. I've done a video when I was talking about culture shock. They have a specific place where they sell alcohol. So for you to buy alcohol in that place, you need to have a license. And if you break that law, then that can lead to deportation. If you go to the bar, because that's the only place you can go and buy alcohol freely without any issues. If you go to the bar to drink and get drunk, please make sure you leave the bar immediately and go home. Don't start causing problems, don't fighting. You know, when someone is drunk, what they normally do, don't start doing that, because it can lead to deportation. You always have to respect their rules, because if you're here to work, then why don't you just do your job and leave? Why do you want to cause problems? So it's very important to follow the rules, don't break any law, don't get pregnant if you are a single lady. Also, don't live here illegally, don't do drugs, and don't be a threat to the government. Once you follow those rules, you'll be very much okay to live in this country. This is a very beautiful country. You just have to respect their culture, because if you're making a decision of coming to work here, I'm sure you'll have done research about this country, and you know it's a Muslim country, and you have to follow their rules. Follow the rules, you'll be okay. I've been living here for a long time and I am okay. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. I am not deported. I am here living a peaceful life. So yeah, if you're planning to come and live here, make sure you watch this video before you come to Qatar, or if you're living here. If you watch this video till the end, please be sure to subscribe.